Gravando. Hello, everyone. I am Professor Marcos Santos, and I coordinate the activities of the Operational Research House. And today, we are going to talk about innovation, decision-making, and intellectual property. Hello, Mr. Rocha. How are you going?
Hello, Professor Marcos. I'm fine.
Today, my guest is Mr. Claudio de Souza Rocha Jr., industrial engineer, research member of the Operational Research UK Society, founder, CEO of Riverdata, startup of artificial intelligence of things for automation of manual activities and decision-making support, with a growth of more than 26,000% in 2021. Riverdata is accelerated by Shell Group. He is also an MBA professor at the Business School Brazil, Business School, web developer, front-end programming mentor, and data science, where opportunities for study and career mentoring in technology are offered to young people from the periphery. Internet of Things developer, business administration student at the Federal Rural University of Rio de Janeiro. It has 6 software registered at the National Institute of Industrial Property. It has 5 patents deposited at the National Institute of Industrial Property. So thank you so much to accept my invitation to talk about innovation, decision-making, and intellectual property. First, talk a little bit about yourself, your studies, your family, your hobbies, and so on.
All right. Well, I work with innovation at some time, and I really think that when we innovate, when we apply new optical views in some things that we work, we can make it better. We can transform realities. We can transform our reality and of the people that we apply the innovation work that we are standing. And about me, well, I like too much of technology. Well, I am.
Oh, I know.
If I am not working. If I am not working or studying, I am watching things about technology.
I'm sure you love technology.
I like this too much. I think my hobby is to discover new things because I really like of these things. I watch some documentaries about technology. I am a real nerd. Yeah, that's the reality. And I think that these subjects that we are talking about here are extremely important in nowadays because we are talking about a post-COVID society, and we need to talk about more better decision making, more about innovation, and principally get these things with the people that invented it, and then we can talk about the intellectual property inside this conversation that we have.
I think many people think that you need to work in a huge company to make innovation or to think about new ideas, and I think it's wrong. Everybody can think about new ideas,
Yeah, of course, everybody can work inside new ideas, new things, construct new things, new softwares, new products. And you don't need to work in a huge company, in a big company, in a big tech, in an enterprise to create these things. You can do this by your own.
And when we talk about innovation, I think, I believe we are talking about the people. We are talking about the people necessities. So you can understand how people feeling, how people work, how people how can I say, how people make the things, and you know,
Yeah.
and so I have a new idea. Oh my goodness, there is a better manner to do this activity.
Better ways to do the same things.
A better way, exactly. So, are you married yet?
No. No.
Why?
And I don't pretend to be married in the next year.
Oh no.
No. Can have more time in the way I am today. It's okay like this.
Yeah. Let's talk about the innovation.
Yeah.
I think you have many published papers in this area about operational research and innovation, haven't you?
Yeah, I have.
And you have many patents too, right?
Yeah, patents and registered softwares. Huh?
Talk a little bit about each one.
All right, the last patent that is filed here in the National Property Industry Institute is a form of predict data that have repetitive activity. If we have, for example, a thermometer, you can measure the temperature of some things, and then you can predict where the freezer is going to break down or have some problems or need
But
some
you
maintenance.
need a man always measure the temperature.
Yeah. And you can predict other things like predict movement of the people. You can position the device in a store, for example. And if you have a person in the store that is going to buy a blouse or a sneaker or something like this, yeah, and the sensor, the device,
Fat made everything in chocolate.
yeah, yeah.
Coke, chocolate, Coke,
Coke,
pizza.
yeah, of course. Pizza,
hot dog,
popcorn, yeah, hot dog.
hamburger.
That's it. That's it. And the device that is called river sensor, it can predict any activity that is naturally repetitive.
Activity, okay. And tell us about the paper that you presented in China in July 2021.
All right. Well, the paper talks about it was more than one paper, but one paper is about the device that is a case study of
a case study
of this
in
sensor.
Riverdata that you are the CEO.
Yeah, it was a case study that I inserted. Yeah, I use this product is the Riverdata product, and then I applied this in a food industry. And while I applied, I could prove the results that when you use this kind of device in the food industry, you can reduce costs, you can have more profits. And when you start to use AIoT devices in your industry, you can gain more using less. And then this was one of the papers.
Okay, wonderful. And let's fight now.
All right.
Which programming language do you think is the best?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Programming language, the best. This is a so sensitive subject to discuss right now, but I think that the correct answer is it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist
There
the
is
best
no,
programming language that doesn't
absolutely.
exist, doesn't
I
exist,
love
but
problems, no languages.
that's it. That's it. We are here to solve problems, not to choose language.
If I
No,
have
it's
to
just
use R, Python, C, it doesn't matter.
whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Okay, I agree. So, well, make yourself at home. Let's get started.
Okay. Thank you, Professor. So people, yeah, we're now that we have introduced, we're going to talk about a little about innovation, decision-making, and intellectual property that first cause a social change caused by the coronavirus. Why I'm talking about this? Because innovation is not a differential anymore. For a long time, innovating means a differential significance in organizations, whether commercial or no. In the contemporary times, innovation says more about survival. It's innovate to stay. We have a lot of types of innovation: business model, process, organizational, marketing, product, services, incremental, and the radical kinds of innovation. Uh, while we talk about startups, we are talking about the disruptive innovation. We're talking about radical innovation and the incremental innovation. While we're talking about the disruptive innovation, I think that is the most hard way to innovate because is a market maker kinds of innovation. You create a new market, you create a new thing that a lot of people are going to use for a long time, and this can be create more social changes. And then a huge number of people takes the technology prior to the obsolete stage. It's a crumb of million. Well, before 2020, the society had a way to think. After 2020, because of the coronavirus pandemic,
Change
a lot
completely.
changed, almost everything that we know. So today, while we're talking about that innovation, this is not a differential anymore. This is not a way to think that you are going to be different. No, now we're going to talk about innovation as a survival, because if a company is not going to innovate, this company probably are going to fail, probably are going to be to the death. Because if a company today do not innovate, this company is not going to survive. Okay, so this is a social change caused by coronavirus. And then I like to get this subject while we talk about innovation, because there's a lot of types of innovation, a lot of kinds of innovation. And when we think, for example, when I talk about innovation, I first remember of Apple, for example, the Apple company. And Apple is the disruptive innovation type, created a lots of new industries. The smartphone industry, the personal computer industry, the streaming music industry, create a lot of new industries. But while we talk about innovation, we can include too the survival innovation mode.
Exactly.
And
And I think many people think that to innovate, you need to create a product.
yeah,
But no, if you can create a equation, you can create a new process. These things are new innovations, I think.
of course. Yeah, I think too.
Often the people think, oh, I need to create a product, a new cell phone. I have to hold the things, a concrete thing. But no, you can create an equation, a new process, right?
Yeah, of course, of course. Innovation is not about physical products.
Exactly.
Like the professor said, you can create new equation, you can create a new applying of the equation, a new approach of the equation. This is innovation too. This
Absolutely.
is innovation. This is innovation too. And of course, if you create a new physical product, this is innovation too. But it's different kinds of innovation, but everything is associated to the innovation. And while we talk about innovation, especially in startups, we can speak about the lean startup model. It's a concept created by Eric Rice. Right. Basically, is the concept of work smarter, not harder. The lean startup management models assumes that every startup is a huge experiment that focuses on answer a question. Should this product be produced? Focus on the marketing aspect. Well, we have a natural tendency to ask irrationally, can this product be developed? In the technician way to look. Clearly, the lean startup model focuses on market needs and not on the possibility of technological development. The question is whether the market wants this product, not whether the product can be produced. So while we talk about the startup model, the innovating startup model, we're talking about is the market going to get this product, to use this product, to buy this product? Well, the lean startup model starts from this because we have a natural tendency to ask, can I develop this product? Well, if you start to think a little, we can develop almost everything. We can develop new motors, we can develop new softwares, we can develop new equations, we can develop a lot of things. But while we talk about startup, well, the main objective is to sell a lot. The first that Eric Rice said is, can we develop this product, and should this product be produced? Then we start a lot of tests, we start a lot of things to work inside of the concept to work smart, not hard, okay? And this create the lean startup cycle that starts in your head, that you had an incredible idea, the step one idea. Then to step two, you start to build that idea. You construct minimal viable products of this, the MVP that we talk about here. You start to build this idea in the step two, and then you measure. You collect data from the product that you have built, and you measure that data. It had a good acceptation, it have a less acceptation. This makes sense for the people, this makes not sense of the people. You pick up all of this data and you measure this. After you measure the data that you get, you learn. And the cycle ends with learning. After you learn, you just start the cycle again with new ideas, with new builds, with new measurements, and with new learning. And then start again with idea, build, measure, learn. All with this cycle of the lean startup cycle that works kind of great. You create, you build, you measure the data that you have built, and then you learn again with the end of the cycle. But if it's necessary to perform marketing understandings for identification of demand, what is the best way to do this activity? Well, the best way to do this activity is using operational research tools. Okay, with this way of thinking, we can reach new levels of innovation. Operational research is the science of the decision-making coupled with mathematical models capable of doing practical results. This is what the operational research house here says a lot. It's practical results. You pick up an equation, you write this equation, and then you get a practical result that you can better people's lives, you can better the organization lives, the company lives, the society lives in general. This, while you use operational research tools, you can reach new levels of innovation. For example, we have the example of operational research tool that is the Knapsack Problem. Okay, the Knapsack Problem is a problem in combinatorial optimization. Given a set of items, each with a weight and a volume, determine the number of each item to include the collection so that the total weight is less than or equal to a given limit and the total value is large as possible. It derives its name from the problem faced by someone who is constrained by a fixed site knapsack and must fill it with the most valuable items. The problem often arises in a resource allocation where the decision makers have to choose from a set of non-divisible projects or tasks under a fixed budget or time constraints, respectively.
And this problem is very hard. It is how can I say, NP hard problem, not polynomial. NP-hard problem, so because you have a combinatorial explosion in your solution.
Yeah, that's it.
So go ahead.
All right, and we have here the O1 or 01 knapsack problem. That is the bounded knapsack problem, BKB, and unbounded knapsack problem, UKP. We have the greedy approximation algorithm proposed by George Danzig. The greedy approximation algorithm solves the unbounded knapsack problem. Then we have the mid in the middle, the exponential in the number of different items, but may be preferable to the DP algorithm, and the fully polynomial time approximation scheme. The FPGA takes advantage of the fact that the reason of the problem has no non-polynomial time solutions. These are some of the approaches to solve the knapsack problem. We have more, but I get here the principal ones. And the concept, what is the knapsack problem concept? Well, imagine that you are a criminal, okay? Imagine that you are a criminal and you want to rob a jewelry store. However, you are alone and you have only a backpack to carry as many objects as possible. The question is, how to carry as many valuables as possible, optimizing their weight? Well, you are robbing a store and you have to put the best items inside your only backpack. How to carry as many valuables as possible, optimizing their weight? Well, you have one compartment, several alternatives, and one objective. Well, the compartment is the backpack or the limited space in question. The alternatives is chooses to be inserted in the backpack is the limited space. And objective, are you looking for as many options as possible? The biggest by weight, the greatest in volume, this must be traced. Well, once you have a compartment, alternatives to insert in the compartment, and one objective, you have a knapsack problem. That's the concept that you use, okay? We have here the mathematical model, the knapsack with repetitions, knapsack without repetitions, and the volume without repetitions with the possibility of carrying more one item. Well, axioms, backpack with repetitions unlimited, and without repetitions limited or binary for only one option. There is knapsack problem variant. It's the simple backpack problem. You have just a backpack and several volumes to be inserted. We have the problem of the multiple backpack. You have more than a backpack or multiple pockets of different capacities and various objects.
Dude, are you crazy, dude? Oh my goodness, what is this?
Yeah, you have more than a backpack, multiple pockets of different capacities. Well,
dude, no, I can't.
And various objects of each type with its volume. The concepts are presented with just one backpack and one compartment, but you can have one backpack that have multiple compartments inside the backpack, and you can have multiple backpacks that have backpacks inside the backpack. So,
oh, dude.
So here are
we
are going to be. So here we are going to talk more seriously in this kind of models. And in both variances are the decision variables, constraints, and objective function. Well,
so there is a perfect match between innovation and mathematics.
Of course, because we have a lot of combinations. And when we have a lot of combinations and possibilities, we can innovate inside it.
And I can solve this problem with many different ways, many different heuristics. There are many heuristics to solve this problem.
That's it. Many ways. So we have the definition here. Suppose you have a backpack with a total capacity of W and n different items. Let x1, x2, and xn be the number of items being loaded, each with a respective weight, W1, W2, Wn, and volume, V1, V2, Vn. This is a maximization equation. And then subject to, where, and we have a lot of this in the mathematical model with the knapsack problem variants, okay? Well, heuristics. We have here the cognitive processes employed in no rational decisions being defined as strategies that ignore part of the information in order to make the choice easier and faster. Well, we have fast and frugal heuristics correspond to a set of heuristics proposed by G. Renzer that employ minimal time, knowledge, and computation to make adaptive choices in real environments. There are three cognitive steps in a heuristic selection. The first step is search. Decisions are made between alternatives, and by this way, it has a necessity of active search. In the step 2, we have search stop. The alternatives must be finished because of the limited capabilities of human mind. Well, we are going to search. We are deciding, we're starting to think to decide between alternatives, and then we have to stop the search. We stop search, and the alternative search must finish because of our human limitations, the limited capabilities of human mind. And then we have the step 3 finishing with the decision. One time that the alternatives are found and the search is done, a final set of heuristics are called for decision to be made. Then this is the heuristics, okay? Well, Knapsack problem. We have here the software. This is a simple way to demonstrate the power of the Knapsack problem in decision making. Well, here we are talking about the mathematical model. We are talking about how we can use this in an innovation approach to better people's lives and things like this. But how can we touch this? How can this be tangible? How can we use the Knapsack problem to solve my problem? For example, if I am going to use a pack and are going to send to someone and I need to put the maximum value of things inside this pack, how can I use this? If I not work with operational research, for example, how can this be more easy for me? Well, when it can this more easy, we can use softwares. You can use other tools that you can calculate using tools, using computation, use the computer to make more easy for you if you don't work exactly with operational research and you don't need to go so deep inside the equations, inside the mathematical models.
And
okay,
you can use this software even if you don't know math.
Exactly.
I think the biggest challenge today is decide about complex problems and how to decide without operational research. It is impossible because you have to use the correct methods to decide. So, but in other side, I think almost everybody, nobody like math. Math is a problem. Everybody hates math.
Yeah.
So we can develop these tools, these softwares, and the people can use even if they don't know math or other methods. So
that's it. All right. Well, in the Professor Marco's research group, we have a lot of developments of intuitive softwares. In this case, I will present a software that is from the R Studio and R community that is furnished to us. Okay, this is not created by us, but it's a great example of how we can use the software in our favor for more decision making. Okay, first, I recommend you that are watching right now to download and install R Studio. You go to rstudio.com, you go to download RStudio Desktop, press download, install R, and then RStudio Desktop according to your operational system. Okay, once you have done this, let's talk about some basic notions of computation and data science for we can approach more in a more interactive way right here. We have variables. There is an object in the memory capable of holding a value. We have data structure that is an in-memory data organization. We have the arrays, accessible variables from a name. We have matrices. It's a collection of variables of the same type accessible from a name. We have data types that is reals, integers, booleans, and strings. We have the concatenation, that we join two or more strings. We have the assignment operator, that is represented by these two symbols that the R can use. We have the global values assigned outside of function blocks, and the IDE is the integrated development environment, while we can use in the RStudio. We have the library. When you work with the Knapsack problem, you can use the Knapsack library from RStudio. And we have the console that returns the command interpretation. Okay, once you get these basic notions of computation, you can work with lots of mathematical models and even start in data science to do this.
And
then,
look,
while we,
I have been studying this OR method, I think, for 20 years. And out of the blue, I figured out that we need to develop new tools, new software, because I can't, like I said, people hate math, so
yeah,
there is no solution, and people need this method. So I think this is a kind of innovation, because I can help the people use this so hard method, even if they don't know the equations, one equation or many equations. So I think this is a very interesting innovation.
Of course, I agree with you.
Like you showed for us, the equations from Knapsack Problem is so hard to solve it. So if we can develop an easy tool that everybody can use, it is wonderful.
Of course, because lots of people can use hard equations, even if they don't know a lot of mathematics.
Absolutely.
That's genius.
So let's go.
Okay. So after these basic notions, in the RStudio, we can use the hello world here. If you are watching right now and you are with,
hello world.
Yeah, it's important. It's important to initiate in the new languages, the new things that we are going to use in technology information. And if you are right now with the RStudio opened, I recommend you to do this. You create a string with hello world and then print in the console that you can see the variable name, the variable type, the console commands, the object command, the variable's value, and the console return after you created this little programming software. Okay, people, and after you open the RStudio, you can see a screen like this. You see a screen separated in 4 types, in 4 quadrants. We have this quadrant, this, and this. When you have these things in your face that you are seeing, we can separate it like this. Where we code in the pink quadrant, we can see where we code, while we write code, while we create the software, while we create the things. Here in the yellow is where we verify the results. Here is where are the global environment variables, where we can see how is armazenated. And then where are the graphic visualizations, if it's programmed in that way.
And I believe that we are talking about innovation because we are talking about better decisions.
Yeah, of course. Of course. If we're going to talk about better decisions, it's impossible not to mention the innovation, because we have the intuitive way of making decisions that we born already knowing. But if we use math and software to make better decisions, this is a kind of innovation that we can use in
Absolutely.
lots of things. We can use in our lives, we can use in our work, we can use in enterprises, in companies, in the public way, lots of ways. Just
Absolutely.
because we make decisions every time.
Every
And
time.
all of the things
Every day,
is,
every time.
yeah, we are deciding right now. I am deciding what to say, you are deciding what to
Absolutely.
answer. We already decided to make this record. So this
Absolutely.
is fantastic. This is fantastic. And everything is for the people, by the people, and the people decide all the time. So if we can influence like this is a kind of innovation, of course. Well, okay, I make this frame, the hands-on, for you that are watching right now, to open your RStudio that you downloaded, to make your software, to construct it, and to use the Knapsack Problem library. Because when you work, when you put your hands on, now we can say if you really learned this, if you really are, it's functional in what you created. And then we have lots of libraries available in the RStudio community. And when you, even if you are scared, like the Lego boy here that I put in the frame, even if you are scared, I recommend you to start, because when you start, you can understand that it's not impossible as it appears it should be. Okay, that's the hands-on. If you can pause this frame right now to start your things. We're going to continue the presentation here. But if you open the RStudio, the software, the R right now, it's going to be more of interactive of what we're talking right now. Okay.
Like I
Well,
always say to my students, starting is half of the battle.
yeah. And I agree
Half
with
the battle.
I agree. Starting is extremely
You
difficult.
have to start. So
yeah,
after that, you continue study.
yeah. We have to start, and after we start, then we are going to see, oh, I'm going to like this and it's like this. But we have to
Absolutely.
start. If we don't start,
Start is half the battle.
perfect. Perfect mention. Okay, so let's suppose that you loved all of this, and then you are going to create your own software. You're going to create your own thing.
And
You're going,
in our YouTube channel, Operational Research House, we have a very clear class about knapsack problem that you teach it.
yeah,
Teach it about the knapsack problem. So if somebody wants to learn about knapsack problem, can watch the class that you teach it, you taught in
okay.
our channel.
Okay, so if you want to learn more about the equations of the knapsack problem, just search in the Operational Research channel, that Operational Research House channel, that you are going to find the
Yes.
another, yeah,
that you
the another record that we made. Okay, so let's suppose here that you created and you're like to develop a new software or a new product of something. Then after you develop, how can you say that is yours? How can you prove to someone that that software that you are presenting is yours? It's from your team, it's from your company. How can you say this? Well, the only way to do this is by the intellectual property when you register your things. Your innovations are worth it, and it's not worth little. Well, you create. Let's suppose that your idea turns into a genius software. Then you test it. If it works for the design function, we'll go next. We register. Well, you register your system, your software, at the responsible institution in your country. You have to check the WIPO website. We have an international institution that organize all of these things, and it's called WIPO. You check WIPO website, and then you're going to register the decision, the responsible institution of your country. And now you're going to make your legacy. Now your idea is tangible, works, and is registered in your name. Congratulations. With big powers come big responsibilities. So while we talk about the intellectual property, we're talking about, I think we're talking about legacy, because you're creating things and you can prove it that is yours, that is by your creation, that is from your team or from your company. Then if you're going to construct new things, I really encourage you to make the intellectual property as your routine, because like this, you can reduce a lot of things, a lot of innovations in your name. Okay. Now, after we talk about all of this, all of the equations, all of innovation, all of the things that we see in this world, all of these things that I talked about, we do at Riverdata. We do at our startup. That is an early startup. It has more than just 1 year, and we've grown up a lot. We've grown up more than 26,000%. And we work with AIoT for automation and decision-making support. This is Riverdata. And our slogan is that we create alternatives. We are located in Rio de Janeiro, in this building. I think it's a beautiful building. I love this way. I love these things. And
Wonderful.
when you go, yeah, we go to work in a place like this, and we go more happy because it's beautiful.
Can I live there?
Yeah, yeah. That's the question. That's the question that I said. We are located at the Avenida Oscar Niemeyer, number 2000 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And then we work 24/7. We work with creating software. We work creating new products, and all of them are more about the decision-making support and automation of manual activities. We have some things in the 2021, among all of the business that went through the program of Shell. Riverdata was nominated for the Best Business of the Year award at the Connections 2021 by Shell IJ. One of our software became the object of study of the National Institute for Space Research. There was approved in one of its events in 2020. And in the Southwest Minsk University in Chengdu, China, in 2021, our case study using the predictive sensor became an approved scientific article in an important international journal of the renowned procedure computer science. Then we create products, we create scientific articles, we publish national here in Brazil and international along the world. And then while we do these things, we are believing that we are going step by step changing the world. And the potential contained in the data analysis is exorbitant, is really, really huge. From 2040 to 2016, we generate more than 1 zettabyte, more data in 2 years than the entire history of mankind. It's a lot of data that we generated. And in 2021, we generated approximately more than 19.5 zettabytes in 1 year. And we hear a lot, data is the new oil. You know, that's true, because we generate more data every year than in the entire history of mankind, and just 0.5% is analyzed in the world. We have a lot of data, 99.5% of data in the world that is not analyzed. Not analyzed. It's just data that in the air, that is in lots of places, and they're not analyzed. So the potential contained in the data analysis is exorbitant. Well, we are approved to the Shell Iniciativa Jovem. It's the Shell LiveWire International Business Seal, internationally recognized. Actually, with 2 field patents and 3 registered softwares, Riverdata works for the industry development. And then this is our team. We have the Professor Dr. Marcos Santos, that is investor and algorithm and analysis advisor. We have the Master Amigo Ledes as the software engineer, Master Igor Pinheiro for mathematical modeling, Wilton Oliveira, API specialist, Gabriel Meyer, software developer, Yak Souza, software developer, Gilson Villarin with developing of apps and new products, and Vladimir Jr. with research and development. And I am the founder, CEO, technical development and project manager.
You are our boss.
So no, not like this. Not like this. Not like this. And about me, I believe that everyone can create their own alternatives. I am CEO of Riverdata. I am industrial engineer. I am mastering industrial engineering by the Federal Fluminense University and completely in love with innovation. I developed a tourism startup at the age 19 with the investment support of Vivo and with the University of Maryland, where Sergey Brin studied, one of the creators of Google. And however, in order to adapt the new times, I created a new business, and I am here talking about more decisions, about talking about innovation, talking about everything that I think the world can be better. Okay, and I think that the innovation, like Steve Jobs said one time, the innovation distinguishes between leader and a follower. When you innovate, you're going to be a leader, because when you innovate, you have to think different, you have to make new ways, you have to sometimes fight with people that doesn't agree with you. So you have to be a natural leader, because when you innovate, distinguishes a leader and a follower. And people, thank you. I am here for everything that you need. You can send me a message in the LinkedIn.
Can you come back one slide?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Do you like the phrase?
Excellent.
The statement?
Wonderful.
The innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. That's, I believe,
exactly.
I believe and I agree with this phrase, with
It's
this
true.
statement. It's extremely true, because you have to, when you think different, some people in your way just start to look different. Like
between leader and follower. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, this is extremely true. Because when you are a follower, you just hear and go where they say to you that you have to go. But when you innovate, you have to say, no, we have to go here. We have to go here.
No.
We have to go here.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then you're wrong. Oh, it's not by here. Let's go here. So you have to be a leader. You have to be a leader. The innovation distribution between a leader and a follower. So people, thank you. I am here for everything that you need. You can send me a message on the LinkedIn, on Instagram, WhatsApp. You can send me by email. I strongly believe that the people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who actually do. And then I thank the Operational Research House. I thank you, Professor Marcos Santos. And then I am here for everything that you need. Thank you.
So it's wonderful. Well, with your presentation, I saw that everyone is capable of innovating.
Of course.
And everyone can apply operational research, right?
Of course.
And people often think that innovation is a complex thing. Oh my goodness, oh dude, it's impossible. And that it is only possible for large companies, large corporations. And today we saw that this is not true.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to say anything else about your work, about your research, any advice?
Well, if you're hearing this right now and you have some interest, you can contact me. You can access our website, and we are here to solve problems. We are here to make things happen, and we are here to step by step change the world. So we can contact us. Thank you.
My advice is dip your toes in the water. Try it. You have to try it again and again and again, 1,000 times. Deep breath. If you are afraid, you do nothing, you have nothing. Nothing. So you have to try. Try again, and again, 1,000 times. So this is my advice. So it was an honor for us to have you here today, Mr.
The honor was
Rocha.
all mine. Thank
And
you.
my friends, thanks so much for watching this video. If you like it, give us your thumbs up and subscribe on your YouTube channel. And like I said, we have more than 400 classes in whatever you want. A travel salesman problem, simulation, and graph theory, linear programming, and many other subjects. We have many different and interesting classes in our YouTube channel. So if you need to learn about other subjects from operational research, you can watch our videos. So that's it. See you later. Bye.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you very much.